a Black Forest chocolate cake for two. This is so rich and delicious. I'm just using frozen pitted cherries, and I'm gonna make sort of a syrupy cherry mixture. So I'll add a 1/4 cup of sugar, and then I'm gonna break out the hard stuff. Lad and I are gonna party. A couple of tablespoons of cherry liqueur, and then I'm gonna turn on the stove and make sure the sugar is all mixed up with the liqueur. So I'm gonna bring it to a gentle boil and let it cook for about 6 minutes until it's reduced and thick. Now the cake I'm making also has a lot of delicious cream, so I'm gonna go ahead and whip it. I'm adding a cup of really cold cream to the mixer, along with a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar and a splash or two of vanilla. And then I'll turn on the mixer, and I'm gonna whip the cream until it has stiff peaks. Okay, the cream is all whipped, the cherries are all cooked, the cake is baked and completely cooled and ready to layer up. But before I do that, let me tell you how I made it. There are 5 steps to making the cake. First, the dry mix, and that's a cup of all-purpose flour, a cup of sugar, and a pinch of salt stirred together. Second, the wet mix, and for this, I poured a 1/4 cup of buttermilk into a pitcher, added 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, a large beaten egg, and mixed everything together. Then third, this is the chocolate mix, and it's a stick of salted butter and 2 heaping tablespoons of cocoa powder. I whisked them together in a pan, added 1/2 cup of water, brought it to a boil, and cooked it for 10 seconds. Then step 4 is where it all comes together. So I poured the chocolate mixture over the dry mixture and stirred it for a minute to cool, added the egg mix, and stirred it until it was all smooth. Finally, step 5. With the batter done, it was all about baking. So I poured the batter into a 1/4 sheet pan lined with parchment. Then I put it into a 350-degree oven for 15 minutes, then took it out and let it cool completely. Okay, now I get to turn this chocolate cake into a beautiful layered Black Forest cake. So I'm gonna turn it out onto the cutting board and peel off the parchment. And then I'm gonna cut this cake into 4 equal pieces. So I'll cut it in half, and then I'll cut each half in half. So I'm gonna get the cake stand. So then I'm gonna grab some cream, probably about 1/4 of the cream. This is gonna be such a cute little layer cake. I am very excited. And then I'll spread the cream to the edges. You don't have to be perfect. All right, so I'll just grab a few cherries at a time and drop them on top of the cream. Okay, and then the next layer of cake. And I'm actually putting the cake upside down. It just kind of makes it a little bit more stable. Look at that cherry syrup pouring out of the side of there. So pretty. Okay, another 1/4 of cream. Okay. You see where I'm going with this, right? Some more of the cherries. You could have some fun and do blackberries or blueberries instead of cherries. Another layer. And there goes the cherry juice. I'm in heaven just putting this together. I'm gonna grate on some chocolate. You can do chocolate curls if you're feeling fancy. You can do colored sprinkles. Anything goes. Okay, that looks so good. All right, Black Forest birthday cake for two. I'm gonna pop it in the fridge and it'll be all ready for our celebration. But before I do that, I'm just gonna admire it for a second. So pretty.